That's going to be cancelled very quickly, but Free is already making his way over to the 9 o'clock base. Going to force ZerO to throw down even more sunken colonies over at the 9 o'clock. So that's not going to be good for him. And the Zealot speed upgrade still not done yet, so Free, that hasn't kicked in yet for him, and I don't see any reinforcements, anything in the way of reinforcements for the Zealots. So those Zealots aren't going to be able to get much done. They were just to as I said, make the Zerg, ZerO, throw down more sunken colonies. But Free continued Corsair production. He has a hefty amount of Corsairs already working on his robotics facility. He could go straight into Corsair Reaver from this opening. But alright, let's see what he decides to do. Still has the Corsairs flying about. He might be able to get a lot of Overlord kills with this, actually. He just has such a hefty amount of Corsairs on the way. He's probably going to have... Yeah, he already has his 5th Corsair going down to... Well, 6th Corsair. There are already 5 Corsairs out in the field, so 6 Corsair is going to be in this clump. And they could take down a lot of Overlords. This is a big danger to Zerg players these days, is Overlord kills. So annoying for Zerg. But luckily, it looks like ZerO, yeah, he's keeping all of his Overlords by the Hydras at all times. It looks like he doesn't even have any inside the main. Alright, Free is going to drop down on the island, which is what Protoss players like to do against Terran on this map as well. It's a little bit easier for Zerg players to destroy those bases, because they can come in with a single Mutalisk, basically, and take it down eventually. But it's easier for a Zerg player to drop than a Terran player, so I don't think that base will be completely effective if ZerO scouts it. But that'll be the question, if ZerO is going to scout it. The Nexus already coming down at the 5 o'clock base. Dark Templar into the main. Dark Templar drop, and there are already some Corsairs coming down. This could tip ZerO off, though. Seeing these Corsairs down inside the main like this, he's going to be much more wary of his main. Maybe more wary of his main. Losing so many drones inside the main. He is running them, though, so he was paying attention to his main. Luckily, he didn't lose every single one of his drones, but still more Corsairs on the way to take down the Overlords, make those Dark Templar even more effective. Free, almost taking down all the Overlords. There's one left in yellow health, so just snipe it, Free. Do it. Snipe the Overlord. Oh, he finally takes it down, and now the Dark Templar are going to have a field day as more Overlords are on the way to that base. He lost, I think, just 1 Corsair, maybe 2, but it was definitely worth it to get all those drone kills. A sniping of an egg, too. I bet that egg was an Overlord, so this is some very annoying play from Free. He's going to stay in here as long as he can. He might be able to kill that spawning pool if he can get in here. He's kind of just idling around with his Corsairs. That wasn't exactly smart. But the Dark Templar are still inside the main. Never mind. These Dark Templar are going to be denied now, it seems. And ZerO knows about the other one in there, so he's going to find it and kill it. Although he might have been able to snipe that spawning pool before the Overlords arrived. Oh well, coulda, woulda, shoulda. And he has lurkers prepared at his 9 o'clock base as ZerO's expanding down at the 8 o'clock at the same time. So at least ZerO is keeping up with his macro, even though he lost so many drones. He's going to drone back up. It's pretty easy for a Zerg player to drone back up. The only problem is you can't pump units in the time that you drone back up. So yeah, he's going to utilize all of his lurkers to protect his bases while he's droning back up his bases, getting all of his 4 bases ready to go. And ZerO did scout that base down at the 5 o'clock. He knows that it's down there. You see Free already flew down with his Corsairs to that 5 o'clock, and pretty easily protects the 9 o'clock base with lurkers. So I don't think Free is going to be able to attack anytime soon unless he has a lot of observers around that I don't see. Alright. What is Free up to? Still hovering around with his Corsairs between both mains, looking for a possible drop, I think. Going to protect that 5 o'clock to the best of his ability, but it looks like he's actually joining up all of his troops inside the middle of the base, of the map, sorry, but now the lurkers are on the way, and ZerO is so scary with these lurkers. He is such a scary player when it comes to just massive amounts of troops. He controls massive amounts of troops better than pretty much any Zerg player, I think. Well, when he puts his mind to it anyway. Jadon can be a terror, of course, but here comes Free. He's going to run into a huge lurker field. Does he have the observers? No, he does not have the observers in yet. So he's trying to hover around. I don't think that ZerO knows about this drop coming in with High Templar drop. Gets a couple of drones, but he's going to have to hightail it out of there because there are plenty of Hydralisks in to snipe that shuttle. If it stays in, killing the Corsairs over at this 9 o'clock base. The re-dropped High Templar kills a few more drones. So I'd say that is a successful drop, even though the shuttle is going to go down. Bye, shuttle. So, alright, at this point, I think ZerO is working on drop to get rid of that 5 o'clock base. Since Free is already taking his 4th up at the 12 o'clock, Free is going to be sitting pretty, no pun intended, on these 4 bases. As ZerO is going to... Oh, Queen! Of course, why not? Let's go for a Queen. The King of Queens, ZerO, has a Queen out. I didn't see multiple Queens. I'm going to have to look at that again. I only saw the one. So, as long as it's just the one, I don't think this is going to be a Broodling build. No, just one Queen. This is going to be an Ensnare build from ZerO, which is equally ridiculous. I love to see ZerO use Queens. That is his signature unit, but it could be a little bit too late. Since Free is grouping up outside the natural expansion, I think he has enough troops to destroy ZerO right now, because ZerO is coming over here and snare on the Corsairs, because he's going for a drop at the same time, it looks like. Going over with a lot of Overlords to the 5 o'clock position. He already has that drop ready to go. But I hope he doesn't drop too many troops. He doesn't need to devote too many to that 5 o'clock base. He only needs about 2 Overlords worth of troops to take that down. And if he drops all of his troops, he's going to leave his natural expansion very wide open to this counterattack from Free. Yeah, Free, as soon as he sees this, he's going straight into the fray with all of his storm, going to storm through all of the lurkers. Of course, ZerO knew this was going to happen. So he believes that he has enough troops to... Actually, that was a very small drop. They went over there with an awful lot of Overlords to do that tiny little drop. So maybe he dropped a few of his troops, and now that he saw the massive amount of Protoss units coming his way, he's going to come back with the rest of his troops inside those Overlords. But it could be a little bit too late. Free just has such a strong army over here. Even an Archon at the front to melt through all the Overlords, dropping their troops at the front, going right in a storm, though. This is brutal for ZerO. He just lost so much to storms, and Free still has a huge army at the front. So ZerO going with all of his units to that drop at the 5 o'clock. That might not have been worth it at all. He just didn't have enough troops to fight this back, and just being melted, sending in his troops piecemeal. I think that's going to be it from him. As Free pushing into the natural now, he's going to kill all the important tech buildings, and here comes the stream of Zealots straight to the natural. This is the closer build from Protoss players. Just keep pumping Zealots until you win, basically. So ZerO is going to lose everything, lose his natural expansion. He's trying to sunken up at his natural, but it's not going to be enough. GG from ZerO, and Free takes it 2-0. We could have a 2-0 fest tonight. But Free takes it, defeats his own teammate, and now Free is completely undefeated in this OSL, moving into the semifinals. He's undefeated. The last time he lost was in the prelims, which don't really count towards the win count. From the round of 36, Free has been undefeated. Oh, that's nice. Shaking the hand, patting the back of his teammate, saying no hard feelings. But yeah, Free is tearing up this OSL. He is such a threat that... to either Lita or Flash, whoever wins this next matchup, he is going to be such a threat in that matchup. If it's Flash, which everyone kind of presumes that it's going to be, it's like, Flash is going to win. Of course Flash is going to win. Lita might still win. But if Flash does win, I'd say Free is going to give him a run for his money. He's definitely going to give Lita a run for his money if Lita wins. So, all right. So that's been Nuke. Moving on to the final sets of the night.